Last night, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert turned into a blazing battleground when Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, was kicked off the set after a fiery showdown with Stephen Colbert on live TV, a clash that left viewers shocked. The studio in chaos, social media erupting with the fallout. Sources say what began as a rare interview, with Barron stepping into the spotlight to defend his family's name, spiraled into a heated confrontation, with Colbert's sharp jabs, pushing the young Trump into a fiery exit that's already the night's viral bombshell. Before we dive into this explosive story, drop a comment with where you're watching from. Hit subscribe for more wild tales like this. Barron, typically out of the public eye, strode onto the set with a quiet confidence, ready to talk Trump. Legacy, his father's policies, his own future. But Colbert wasn't here for a soft chat, opening with a biting quip. "Barron, you're here to carry the torch, or just fan the flames?" The jab, laced with edge, hit hard, and insiders say the audience felt it, some chuckling, others tensing, as Barron smirked, "I'm here to stand up, Stephen, not play your game." The sparks flew fast. Colbert rolled a clip of Donald Trump's latest rally boasting about strength, Barron nodding in the background. "That's vintage Trump," Colbert said, grinning. "But is it grit or just noise?" Barron fired back, his voice steady. "It's grit, Stephen. We deliver. You just mock." The crowd splitting, some cheering, others jeering, as producers watched, sensing the segment veering off script, tension brewing early. Sources say the room buzzed, Barron's calm held. But Colbert's eyes glinted. He saw a spark, the night set for a fiery showdown. What's got everyone hooked isn't just the start, it's how quick it turned hot. Barron leaned in. "You don't get our fight, Stephen. We've built something. You've built laughs." And Colbert struck. "Built? You're writing a name. Barron, I'll show you." His jab personal, piercing. The crowd gasped, some shouted, others filmed, as the clash took a raw turn, with Barron's jaw tightening, Colbert's grin widening. The stage primed for a showdown that would end with Barron kicked off, the heat just starting to blaze. The fiery showdown on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night surged into a blazing clash as Stephen Colbert, his wit a live spark, began unraveling Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, with a series of sharp jabs that turned a tense interview into a volatile battlefield, leaving the studio charged, producers on edge. The path to Barron's ejection starting to burn. Sources say after Barron's bold claim, "We've built something," and his dismissal of Colbert's laughs, the host fired back with heat, fueling a clash that's already torching the internet. Colbert, his smirk growing, zeroed in on the Trump legacy. "Writing a name, Barron. Your dad's chaos isn't a build." His voice edged with mockery, as he rolled a clip of Donald Trump's latest stumble, words tripping, the crowd reacting fast, some chuckling, others murmuring while Barron's face stiffened. "That's strength. Stephen, we push through, you poke holes." His retort, firm, sharp, drawing cheers, boos, from the divided audience, the tension thickening with every word. The host didn't back off. "Strength or stumbles, Barron? You're defending a circus," sources say. Barron's eyes narrowed, his voice rising. "It's not a circus, Stephen. It's a movement. You're the clown." The comeback bold, fiery, the crowd erupting, some shouting, "Go Barron!" Others laughing as producers whispered, "He's heating up?" Their headsets buzzing, the segment slipping from its smooth start, friction mounting. Colbert grinned. "Clown? I'm not the one fuming, Barron. Your fuse is lit." His jab cutting, personal, testing Barron's fire. What stoked the flames wasn't just the barbs, it was Barron's defiance. Insiders report he leaned forward. "You mock our grit, Stephen. We fought wars, you fought ratings." His tone raw, heated, and Colbert struck back. "Wars? You're fighting me now, Barron, and losing," pointing at his tense grip, the audience splitting wider, some chanting, "Colbert! Colbert!" Others jeering, with phones filming, X posts surging. "Barron's mad," one read, racking up likes. As the clash grew fiercer, the stakes climbing higher. The studio crackled with energy. Sources say Barron's hands tightened on the chair. "I'm not losing, Stephen. I'll stand for my family." His voice loud, trembling slightly, and Colbert pounced. "Stand? You're shaking, Barron, cracking under my lights." His words pointed, cutting, the crowd roaring, some standing, others yelling, while producers signaled a break, their hands waving. But Barron pushed over. "I'm not cracking. You're nothing." His fire wobbling, the chaos swelling, with insiders noting, "He's boiling." The night charging toward a fiery, explosive peak, Colbert's push unrelenting. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert erupted into a raging inferno last night, as Stephen Colbert, his sarcasm a flamethrower, drove Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, to the brink of a fiery showdown, a relentless barrage turning a heated clash into a public boiling point. Leaving the studio tense, the audience split. The road to Barron's ejection growing clear, unstoppable. Sources say Barron's trembling defiance after insisting, "I'm not cracking," met Colbert's ruthless taunt, igniting a blaze that's now dominating every screen. Colbert, his grin cold, sharpened his attack. "Cracking, Barron? Your family's grit is all hot air." His voice biting, mocking as he flashed a montage. Trump rally chaos, Barron in the backdrop. The crowd reacting hard, some laughing, others gasping while Barron's jaw clenched. "It's not air, Stephen. It's fire. You're the ash." His voice loud, seething, the audience dividing, cheers clashing with boos, as producers watched, hands twitching, the live feed holding, tension surging. The host dug deeper. "Fire? You're flaring out, Barron. Tempers your trap." His jab vicious, personal, and Barron snapped back. "I'm not trapped, Stephen. I'm free. You're the cage." His words fierce, trembling with rage. The crowd surging, some shouting, "Stand up, Barron!" Others jeering, with phones filming, X posts exploding. "Barron's raging," one read, trending fast. Colbert grinned. "Cage, I'm not the one sweating, Barron. Your spark's fading," pointing at his flushed glare. The audience roaring, some chanting, "Break him," others pleading, "Ease up," as the chaos swelled. What turned the heat into a blaze wasn't just the insults, it was Barron's fury. Insiders say he stood, leaning in. "You don't know our fight, Stephen. We've won big. You've won nothing." His tone raw, roaring. And Colbert fired back, "Won? You're losing here, Barron. Fire's your fall." His taunt ruthless, the crowd splitting wider, some rushing the stage edge, others yelling, with clips hitting X. Barron's unhinged, racking up shares, as Barron shouted, "I'm not losing? I'll burn you down." His voice cracking with anger, hands slamming the desk, the room igniting. The studio became a tinderbox. Sources report producers signaled security, their voices urgent. "He's hot." But Barron pressed on. "You're a nobody, Stephen. Trump's the name." His fury shaking, sweat beading as Colbert stood. "Name? You're a loud echo, Barron. Burning out live." His command sharp, piercing. The crowd erupting, some tossing cups, others live streaming, while Barron roared, "I'm not burning. You're finished." His voice thundering, eyes wild, the showdown peaking, with insiders noting, "He's over the edge." The night hurtling toward a fiery collapse, Colbert's pressure unyielding. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert hit its fiery peak last night as Stephen Colbert, his wit a blazing torch, drove Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, into a scorching collapse, a fiery showdown exploding into a chaotic breaking point on live TV, leaving the studio in turmoil, viewers stunned, the internet a wildfire of reaction. Sources say Barron's thundering vow, "I'm not burning, you're finished," met the host's final searing strike, sparking a meltdown that paved the way for his ejection. The night's climax, a raw, volatile eruption. Colbert, his smirk icy, landed the killing blow. "Burning out, Barron? Your name's ash, not fire." His voice sharp, cruel, as he flashed a mock reel, Trump's gaffes, Barron's stoic clips. The crowd reacting hard, some laughing, others gasping, while Barron's face twisted. "It's not ash, Stephen. It's steel. You're smoke." His voice booming, fracturing with rage. The audience surging, cheers clashing with boos, as producers watched, hands frozen, the live feed holding, chaos exploding. The host pressed the wound. "Steel? You're melting, Barron. We see it live." His jab vicious, final, and Barron tried to rally. "I'm not melting. I've got the Trump fight. You're nothing." His words furious, eyes blazing, with Colbert pouncing. "Fight? You're flailing, Barron. Your spark's a bust," pointing at his trembling fists. The crowd roaring, some chanting, "Fall, fall," others shouting, "Hold on," as phones filmed, X-posts surging. "Barron's done," one read, trending fast. Barron roared, "I've got more than you," his hands slamming the desk, fury spilling, a bellow shaking the stage. The showdown broke wide open. Insiders say Barron stood fully. "I'm not your punching bag, Stephen. I'm real." His voice raw, unhinged, as Colbert leaned in. "Real? You're real wrecked, Barron," crumbling live, his taunt merciless. The audience surging, some standing, filming, others yelling, with clips hitting X instantly. "Barron's meltdown live," one read, racking up shares, another showing his roar. "He's lost it," going viral. Millions watching. Barron shouted, "You're trash, I'm done." His voice shaking, desk rattling, the chaos overwhelming, his control gone. What sealed the ejection was Barron's unraveling. Sources report he ripped off his mic. "I can't take this, you're filth." His voice a mix of rage, exhaustion, hurling the mic at the floor, the crash resounding, while Colbert laughed. "Filth? You're the mess, Barron, get out." His words brutal, final, the crowd erupting, some rushing the stage, others chanting, "Kick him," as security lunged, grabbing Barron, who thrashed, "Let me go, I'll walk." His fury blazing, the showdown peaking, with insiders saying, "He's shattered." The night hurtling toward his exit, Colbert's triumph absolute. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert plunged into sheer anarchy last night as Barron Trump, the youngest son of Donald Trump, was kicked off the set after a fiery showdown, his thrashing, roaring exit on live TV leaving the studio in pandemonium. Viewers reeling, the internet exploding with the fallout of a clash that broke him on air. Sources say Barron's furious cry, "Let me go, I'll walk," as he tore free from security, marked the end of his stand, with Colbert's cool triumph resounding, the night's chaos hitting a blazing peak. Barron, fury unleashed, broke from security's grasp. "I'll walk, I'll walk," his voice a ragged roar, storming toward the exit, his frame tense, face red, as Colbert stood, arms crossed. "Get out, Barron, you're a burned-out wreck." His taunt cold, victorious. The crowd roaring, some cheering, "Gone, gone," others gasping, "No, Barron," while security trailed, hands hovering, unable to halt his stomping retreat. The live feed capturing every wild stride, his figure vanishing into the wings, a tempest fading under the studio lights. The audience lost all control. Insiders say some surged forward, phones flashing, filming Barron's stormy exit. Others pounded seats, shouting, "He's out," while a few cried support, "Trump strong." The room a clash of noise, with producers stunned, their headsets buzzing. "He's off, keep it live," one stammered. The broadcast holding, showing the wrecked desk where Barron once sat, now a testament to his collapse. Colbert leaned in. "That's the Trump exit, folks. All heat, no hold." His voice dripping mockery, sparking roars, laughter, as chaos reigned, some tossing cups, others live streaming, the energy untamed. What turned this moment into a spectacle wasn't just the rage, it was Barron's downfall. Sources report his last snarl. "I'll bury you," roared as he vanished, barely audible, his defiance drowned in anger, while Colbert waved, "Bury me? You buried yourself, Barron. See ya." His final barb ruthless, the crowd splitting wider, cheers crashing against boos. With X exploding, clips of Barron's frantic march trending. "He's done," one post read, racking up shares. Another, of his mic toss, Colbert kicked him, going viral, millions watching the wreckage loop. Insiders say producers debated cutting, but the ratings spike screamed gold. The chaos too hot to stop. The immediate aftermath slammed hard. Barron's team scrambled backstage. Sources hint he raged into a wall. "They'll regret this." His voice a furious growl, aides rushing to shield him, while Colbert strutted. "That's how you boot a flare-up," he quipped to the crowd, their cheers deafening, some surging the stage, others filming, as security cleared the wings. The night's end a smoldering ruin. Online the tide turned fast. Barron crashed. One thread read, "Colbert's king." Another claimed, with analysts noting, "He broke him live." The hosts' win locked, the fallout poised to blaze on, a storm just igniting. The fallout from Barron Trump's fiery ejection from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night has erupted into a firestorm of reaction, with the youngest Trump's raging exit, after a showdown that ended with him roaring, "They'll regret this," backstage, turning a live TV clash into a global spectacle. Leaving his defiance scorched, Colbert's victory cemented. The internet, airwaves buzzing with takes that won't fade. Sources say what began as a bold defense of the Trump name ended with Barron kicked out. His fury a viral wreck, the clash's ripples shaking everything in its path. Barron's backstage rage landed like a spark. Insiders report he slammed a fist into a wall. "They'll regret this," his voice a furious growl. Aides hustling him out as cameras swarmed, while X ignited, his tweet, "I'll rise higher," posted hours later, pulling 150,000 likes, but buried under replies. "You crashed, Barron," one read, trending fast, with clips of his stormy exit. Mic toss looping millions of times. "Barron booted," a viral thread claimed. Memes of his retreat captioned, "Trump tantrum," flooding TikTok, Instagram. Supporters rallied, "He's tough, they're weak," one post pleaded. But the tide surged, his stand crumbled. Colbert's camp reveled in the win. Sources say his next show opened with, "We had a Trump, he flared, I doused him." His quip smug, victorious, pulling record ratings, a 60% surge, snagging viewers hooked on the chaos, while insiders hint he's gloating. Barron burned, I stayed cool, his team buzzing, eyeing more bold plays, with analysts noting, he owned it, though some whisper, Trump's watching, the triumph edged with risk. The crowd's cheers echoed, Colbert reigns, ringing online, locking his edge sharper. The internet split like a chasm. Trump fans mourned. "They ambushed him, he's gold," one X post read, racking up shares, while critics pounced. "Barron's a loud flop," another hit viral status, with debates raging, "Was it too far?" Trending, clips of his outburst dissected. "He snapped," one pundit said. "Colbert played him perfect," another added, predicting a Trump PR hit, family chatter spiking, his debut bruised. Sources say Barron's holed up, fuming, with talk of a counterstrike, maybe a rally. His silence loud, the rage a scar that's sticking. The ripple effects are seismic. Late nights rattled. Experts call it a shift. Colbert rewrote the game or torched it, one said. Networks eyeing riskier guests, or tighter control, risking fade if they falter, while viewers divide, half cheer. He fell to Trump, half cringe, too brutal. The clash a cultural mark, Barron's ruin, Colbert's peak, etched in viral lore. This isn't done, it's a fuse. Barron's comeback, Colbert's next kill, set to blaze. So, stay locked in. If you're hooked on this madness, smash that subscribe button now. Don't miss the next inferno.